Folks, I need you to pray with me for the people of India. Now, I've been to India a long time ago, back in 1997, and I held a crusade there where 3,000 people came in the middle of the jungle to hear a country preacher from Indiana. Hundreds were saved, many were healed, but the serious threat of radical Hindus was present, even in the tent. As I was concluding the end of my first sermon, 4 Hindu policemen walked up, one sticking an M16 directly under my chin, and taking my Bible, taking my wallet, my passport, my driver's license, all of my identification, and threatening to arrest me. What was my crime in this new country that I'd never been in before? My crime was preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ in an outdoor meeting without a proper permit by the authorities of India. There are poor people. I went into the villages. Many live in mud huts. Many people. But folks, right now, in the major cities, there's been the biggest power outage maybe in the history of the world at 600 million. Can you say that with me? 600 million. Are you serious? There's 330 million people in America. Imagine all of America and all of Canada and part of Mexico without power instantly. Imagine the chaos. Imagine the murders and the mayhem, the massacre and the meanness and the multitudes. Well, here's the reports coming. India's energy crisis spreads over half the country. Now, India is a country of 1.2 billion people. Dear Lord. And it's spread over half the country today on this July 31st, 2012, when both its eastern and northern electricity grids have collapsed. Is this sabotage? Is this terrorism? Is this setting up, is this a diversion to get the Pakistanis, the Indians, that part of the world off the ball of what's... You got most of the world is consumed by the Olympics. Meanwhile, you've got radical Islam threatening to blow Jerusalem off the face of the map right out of the mouth of men like President Masoud Ahmadinejad of Iran and the supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. China has warships just came through the Suez Canal and are sitting just off the coast of Israel in the Mediterranean. Is this to take everybody's eye off the ball? Is this terrorism? Or is this a failed infrastructure? Too many people, population overpopulating, creating what the New World Order has been saying all along, that there's too many people. And this Agenda 21 and the depopulation of people. Wow. I cover this subject in my brand new book, Mark of the Beast, RFID. Let me read on, though. It says, India's energy crisis spreads over half the country today on this July 31st, 2012, when both its eastern and northern electricity grids collapsed, leaving 600 million people without power in one of the world's biggest ever blackouts in history. The power failure has raised serious concerns about India's outdated infrastructure and the government's inability to meet an insatiable appetite for energy as the country aspires to become a regional economic superpower. They're going to have to build nuclear power plants, more of them, keep up with the population. The little windmills that Obama's got sticking up in the cornfields, that's not going to get it done, guys. That's not going to get it done. Half the time the wind's not blowing. Are you serious? It's a joke. That's green energy, all right. Green for those who've got the contracts from the government to put the windmills up. Folks, don't be deceived by this foolishness. But let me get back to India. The outrage in the eastern grid came when the outage, a day after India's northern power grid collapsed for several hours. Indian officials managed to restore power several hours later, but at 1:05 p.m. today, on July 31st, 2012, the northern grid collapsed again. And about the same time that happened, the eastern grid failed as well. The two grids now serve half of India's population. Traffic lights went out in New Delhi. Oh my God. I was in New Delhi in 97. How many million people are in New Delhi? I mean, it's like 14 million or something. I don't even know. I've been to New Delhi. You talk about chaos when the lights are working. I was in this taxi cab trying to get to this another place where I was going to meet the another driver was going to take me across into the jungle. And the New Delhi was an absolute zoo. I mean, it was chaos. Seriously. People everywhere. Motorcycle, little motor scooters and mopeds and people walking and people playing on the horn and trucks with tons of overweight trucks flying by and people walking across the street with a herd of goats and cattle would stop traffic. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, this is with the lights working. I wouldn't even want to understand. I wouldn't even, dear Lord, are you serious? Are you serious? New Delhi in the dark? No. Pray for these people. This is horrible. Traffic lights went out across New Delhi, the city's metro rail system, which serves 1.8 million people a day, immediately shuts down. Police said they managed to evacuate Delhi's busy, Bakarumuma Road, stationed under half an hour before closing the shutters. This is insane. I wouldn't even want it. You folks, you need to pray. Pray for the people of India as the world's, I would say that's certainly the world's biggest blackout in the history of the world. 600 million people. 600 million in the dark. But now, stop right there. Way more people than that are in the dark right now. Billions of people right now are lost, not saved, not born again. They're stumbling and bumbling and mumbling around in the midnight darkness of a spiritual blanket over their eyes. They're dead men walking, dead deep down inside their soul. Darkness. Walking in their own lust, walking in their own despair, depression, devastation, deliberately without any hope. They're trying to have peace in this life and they can't find it because they don't have peace of Jesus Christ. Imagine 600 million Indians without power. What chaos it is. But this world, the majority of this world is in darkness right now. Spiritually in darkness. That's why you see the chaos. That's why there's wars and rumors of wars. Christ was asked, what are the signs of thy coming in the end of the world? As he sat upon the Mount of Olives, he said, you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and they'll deceive many. You'll hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. My wife said to me, she said, and these are all the beginning of sorrow. She said to me this morning, she said, this Ebola outbreak, she said, Paul, you don't understand. There's no cure for that disease. 90% of the people who get it die. They literally, their blood gets thin, they hemorrhage to death. She said, it's horrible. If there's an outbreak of this, Ebola, that's what it's called, Ebola. Listen, people, they're in the dark. Spiritually, the world is in the dark. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hid. And ye are the light of the world. We must take the gospel to the corners of the globe. The hope of Jesus Christ. Pray. Give your life to Jesus. Send me a personal message. I want